Today is Sunday, October 14th, 2018. Get ready for the Emerging Seed Broadcast System, the Forbidden History Series. What they didn't want you to know, but we tell right here. Now's the time to call your friends. You are out there, aren't you? And special thanks to YouTube.com for hosting the Forbidden History Series. We now interrupt your normally scheduled programming to bring you this very important deprogramming program. Please note that the following views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily the views nor the opinions of the Master Force Group, YouTube.com, Free America Radio Network, our sponsors, our partners, and MFG is a private society, and nothing here is ever construed as medical, hate, nor legal advice. And welcome, Shelley and Ninja. And listen to the Forbidden History prime time 7 days a week right here on therealpublicradio.net, because hidden beneath the sands of time lies the greatest of all mysteries. It's the Forbidden History. Unearth for yourself the secret truths that lie hidden just beneath the surface below our feet. What is it that the powers that be do not want you or I to know? Come and journey with us as we explore and dare to know, because it's all right here, coming your way periodically on therealpublicradio.net, Free America Radio Network. Because somebody's got to do it, ladies and gentlemen, right? And that's why we're here. Stand by for the broadcast. You did tell your friends? Welcome, Lynn. Looks like we've got a crowd. Two's company, three is a crowd, as they say. Thank you for that audio check. Coming to you live from Studio Z at the Lighthouse in Central Ohio, in the heart of Amish country and Free America Radio Network, in the land of dreams, enchantments, and nightmares. It's the Forbidden History Series, the great lies of history, the duality revealed in patterns and pictures in nature, the words that kill, the piracy of words, the ABCs of light, book reviews, a movie review tonight, and symbolism, and a whole lot more, ladies and gentlemen, coming your way with a special guest host, Shelley, gonna hit me up with some questions out there from the left coast in California. And you know why we're here, of course, because we are the deprogramming program. And the reason we're here is because here is where we bring you the most important information on the face of the entire earth or under the earth. Here is where we bring you the very best in radio broadcast listening while we reveal the greatest secrets, what they didn't want you to know, and the deeper mysteries of life. Yet the one question that will always remain will be this: can you handle the truth as it will be presented here this afternoon, this evening, tomorrow morning, in the future, wherever you are around the world? Stand by for the broadcast. It is the Forbidden History Series, the battle for the mind. Because truth is light, but ignorance is darkness. And these are the great antagonists, the one against the other. Which one will win, ladies and gentlemen? That is the proverbial question. Well, it is the one that you feed. So feed upon the light. Let there be light. For all things that great civilizations can create, the only thing that they cannot create is light, because they are mother sons of darkness. But they reel in their great architectural achievements, but yet they cannot work on themselves, apparently. That's their problem. But once we can begin to comprehend the true nature of things as they really are, then we can begin to comprehend that there is nothing really more to complain about. The way it is the way it is, and they have destroyed our world. Nothing's left. It's over. Then we need to pull together the reality that our eternal being lies before us, okay? Not in this world, but in the secret world, the one they will never be a part of. You know who they are. Of course you do, don't you? And you know, you don't know what you don't know until you listen in. And I want to welcome any new listeners that are out there. Hope you are telling your friends. And don't forget, the best way to identify the truth is simply to identify the great lies of history. And of course, the bigger the lie, the more the people are inclined to believe it. And welcome to the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Desert Owl, a bird who sees in the night. And if you don't know where you're going, then of course any road will get you there. And I just say good luck, because that's a lousy way to get through life. I think it'd be the greatest curse on earth to be a couch potato, just watching, the honeymooners and eating popcorn all the time. It's just not too healthy for a sentient being that has the capability of the highest intelligence of all creation to be nothing but an animal and lower than a goat or so many of those beautiful animals out there. They're smarter than we are, it seems like at times. With even compassion. Animals even have compassion for other animals at times, and yeah, we have people who have no compassion, and they actually find pleasure in torturing others and drinking their blood and ritual sacrifice. It's an amazing psychopathic world we have, is it not? In the beginning is the Eshavor, and we thought it was Shavor, but now we know it's the Eshavor, and we're going to talk about that when we get to the words. And the Eshavor is Yavohe. Yavohe is the vibration of all creation, and he used his perfect seed, Yeshua, to institute everything else beyond only the perfect seed. Yavohe made one atom being the perfect seed, and out of that one atom came Yavohe, all of the other atoms, the sun of Yavohe, the great mystery. So don't forget, if you have any comments or questions, you can call in right here. Love to take your observation, complaint, grievance, insight, Skywatcher report. You have a great live history, words that kill, whatever. Feel free to hit us up, ladies and gentlemen. 608-566-7295. That's 608-566-7295. Or on Skype. We've got Free America Radio, all one word. Free America Radio. And Sandra down under, welcome to the broadcast. Good day for you out there. We don't say good morning anymore, so I'm pretty well adopting good day as a better alternative. The G is the symbol of the sun, of course, and that's why I guess y'all say it down there. Somebody figured that out. So, for all of us Skywatchers out there, I watched a movie last night that I hadn't seen in, I don't know, several years. I lost track of time, but several years, and it's the movie Knowing by Nicolas Cage. And so Knowing, it's like, okay, you get the picture, knowing, you do know, that. And well, you need to know. And of course, it's like the high sign to the underworld, and they're saying, okay, this is about knowing. Pay attention, guys. This is the big one. And so what was interesting, the one thing I got out of the movie Knowing several years ago and we're talking like, let's say 5, was that simply by the time we got to the end of the movie, we found out that with all these disasters that were happening, and we know that many of them are created, these disasters that happen, we see on the news. Very often it's a takeout of somebody, or sometimes it is an accident. But there's a lot of damage going on by the secret societies to kill people. They put somebody on an airplane they don't like. They're happy to kill everybody else on the airplane. You know what I mean? And so anyway, the end of the movie, Knowing, the movie was about how many people would die in different disasters, and these were predictions. Predictive programming, they say, right? And so, but the last disaster that was going to come, because in these disasters it told how many people were going to die. Well, the last disaster, it said everyone else must go, basically, is what it meant. Everyone else. And so what's interesting is watching the movie, the imagery that it was projecting didn't correspond with anything that was in the mind, because it was actually, just like the movie was implying, talking about the future, what was going to happen. And when I saw it this time, it was like, whoa, because right somewhere near the middle, Nicolas Cage's son gets up at night, and he sees one of these spooks come into his bedroom, and then all of a sudden the circle window that is like an image of the sun lights up on fire with the glow outside. And so he walks over and he looks out, the son of Nicolas Cage in the movie, and all of the forest and all the planet is on fire, and all the animals are coming out of the woods on fire, and then suddenly realized that this was a depiction of what we then saw with the Project Bluebeam over the last year and a half now, when they've been destroying all the homes in California in particular, and no doubt in other parts of the world, perhaps Portugal and Spain, where they've been having fires. So they were predicting that that's what they were going to do. They were going to set fire to the world in the end, when everyone else must go. And then in the latter part of the movie, he figures out that the sun has an anomaly, and they actually say in there that the ozone layer has been destroyed, and that everybody's going to burn up. And then when they walk out in front of the sun, you see their faces glowing white, not yellow like the natural sun, but now it's that bright white, just like the what we're claiming is a sun simulator up there, glowing bright white, not the sun but hiding the sun, because the sun has eclipses in front of it with the other binary star system. And so even the white, bright, oversized star that we see every day now is in the movie. So literally, before that ever happened, before the Project Bluebeam fire start, and before the sun ever exploded into this giant, bright, silvery white array, 10 times bigger than the sun or 5 times bigger than the sun, this movie was produced. So they knew exactly what we're seeing today before it happened, predicted it, because they're in control of things. And then they say everyone else must go. So they're predicting our end. These are all the signs and that were in the movie, and they're right on with what we're seeing at this very moment. So you might want to check that movie out again and share any thoughts with me as well. I see some comments flashing by. Remember, put desert in all capital letters if I need to read it, or if I, for any reason, because I've got to do a review to go back, unless I can't stop right now. So remember, all capital letters. Want to welcome any new listeners out there, okay? And thank you for your comments. And Sandra says, don't worry, everyone, they will not be allowed to get away. Well, that's true. They won't be getting away with it. Natural law will come back on them, but they are certainly doing it, aren't they? So let's do a part on symbolism. Wait a minute. I have a few openers that I'm missing here that I want to do. And this is our special night again for questions and answers. I'm not doing a normal presentation I did in the mornings. I hope to get back with that in about a week or two, maybe longer. I'm in my workout. I'm getting stronger, and that's going to help me then to do more. I've got to get my workout, otherwise I won't be broadcasting much longer. And so the perfection within, the pure shelter. Okay, I'm reading a note here. Okay, the perfect within the pure shelter will shine and come forth as the sun. Okay, so the perfect, those who are perfect, in other words, within the pure shelter will shine and come forward as the sun. That's Matthew 13:43. All right, now go read it, because it's not written that way, but that's really what it's saying, and that's how they've covered our scriptures. So compare that, and that's a good example of how they've done it. They're really doing it. But actually, I found a quote today in the Book of Wisdom, and I don't remember specifically what chapter, but in there it said literally used the terminology throne of the sun. Okay, the throne of the sun. And so it's that maybe when I first stumbled on it, I don't remember, but the Pharaoh sits on the sun throne, and even in this picture with Ezekiel's wheel I just saw the other day, and I'm going to get a copy of it and put it up for you. You'll see an old man, which represents the Ancient of Days, sitting on a throne. Okay, that's the throne of the sun. So we have to get these pictures. We have to recognize that they have used a code within our scriptures, and we're going to go over a bunch of key words today before we bring on Shelley, because I've got some makeup to do over time here. But it's all about the light. Okay, it's all about the light, and And the sun is the throne of the Great Spirit. Okay, the throne of the Great Spirit. He is everywhere. The Spirit is everywhere, but the sun is the logo, the great symbol, the image of Yeshua and of Yahweh, you see. So we have to get back to original words. And if we do not use original words, then we do not say what we mean, ladies and gentlemen. We're using occultic terms. And Ninja, you're saying, I want to call in, but I must be quick. Let me know when. Come on, call in right now, Ninja. You can spell me for the moment. I'd like to take a break after my opener. And then we'll be doing the words that kill. And I'll just do a little bit more here while you're calling in. And, this was my quote from January, ladies and gentlemen, okay? I have had for me revealed the great mysteries of life. And then I found out that nobody cared. And that's how I felt in January. Then when I got on 6 months later on the broadcast, June 21st, I found out there were actually some people that care out there about these important original thoughts and these words. It's just amazing, after all of these years, because I wasn't really able to present it the way I do right now 5 years ago. I was still learning, and I made so many important discoveries over the last 5 years. It's been a long journey and a long process. But now, 40 years after I climbed the mountain, Mount Whitney, and now the rest is history, ladies and gentlemen. Stand by. Hello, Ninja. Good to have you.
Hello. How's it going?
It's going. Thank you. And how's it going with you?
Good today, but I have to be quick because I'm watching Mum. So yeah,
right.
Multitasking.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had a lot of trouble with firstly, sorry. I'm noticing so much more with the Aisha and the sun and everything at the moment, but I can't explain it yet. I just wanted everyone to know that I'm really focusing on Aisha right now. And yeah, it's all being revealed. It's amazing. But I wanted to share something that I noticed last night and this morning, and I've had a lot of trouble getting the message out using YouTube today. It's gone now, but last night and this morning, the air here was really hard to breathe, and it hurt my nose to breathe in. And it was a really strong metallic-y smell, kind of like ozone as well.
Yeah.
And there was no wind. It was really strong last night when I was letting the cats out.
Yeah, but when you say ozone is usually what you smell after a nice rain on the street.
Yeah. Like that's the only way I can describe it. Like it wasn't that familiar smell that we used to smell all the time with the rain, but it's the only way I can describe it. It was very metallic and very
well,
strong.
Yeah, but my point is, ozone is not a metallic smell. It's a good smell. It's a beautiful smell. So you're talking about something else then, right?
Yeah, but that's the only way I can describe it. Like those two smells.
Okay, I got you. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was really strong, and there was no wind. And now it's windy, and it's gone. It was just very strange, and I just wanted to get it out there to find out if that's happening anywhere else, or if it was just here.
Well, all I can say is I haven't in a long time smelled that beautiful ozone smell that comes from a fresh rain that used to give your body a charge. You wanted to breathe it in. It was so beautiful. Whether it hit the dirt or hit the pavement, it didn't matter. It was ozone coming from above, The charged, the electrically charged air and water coming down. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think it was ozone. It's just, I can't find any other way to describe it.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, I don't know. I can't find a word. That was the closest I could find to describe what I was experiencing. Yeah.
Right.
I haven't smelled that natural ozone in a very long time.
Okay.
Yeah, so just putting it out there, that's all.
Right, and you're looking for somebody to confirm that when it rains that it's they've got a toxic smell coming then?
It hasn't really been raining. Just like not even enough to wet the ground on and off. Like we've had that cloud blanket for the last few days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so it's all messed up.
So it's in the air, even though it's not raining. It's in the air, is what you're saying.
Yeah, the air's not right.
Yeah. Well, what it reminds me of is when I used to make deliveries to those chemical plants in Texas and Louisiana, and we got these noxious smells from these chemical plants. So that's in a way what you're kind of describing then.
Yeah. It felt unsafe. It felt really, really bad, and it was hurting my nose breathing. So, and because it was so hard to make my way around YouTube this morning while this was going on to get the message out, that also made me think, well, this isn't good. So, yeah, I just want to put out I guess a warning and see if it's happening anywhere else this badly. Yeah. So.
Okay. Well, very good. Then anybody feel free to make a comment on our chat or later on when the program is just on a replay. You can always hit Ninja up off of the chat and find her channel and leave her a comment, or you can leave a comment on our board and we'll make sure she gets it, one or the other, or do both. Just feel free to join us with your comment if you have any experience like that with a noxious smell in the air. I'm sure it's only going to get worse, and it's going to be what goes around is coming around our town, right?
Yeah, and for anyone that doesn't know, this happened in Canberra, Australia. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Okie doke.
Anyway, yeah.
Well, thank you for that report then.
That's okay. Thank you for having me on. I should probably go.
One more question. Are you having extreme temperatures, real heavy highs and real heavy lows again still?
Yeah, still. The air's been really cold and the sun, you can't stand in it. You can't stand in the sun.
Right.
It just burns instantly. It's getting warmer again. It was pretty balmy last night. But I'm sure that won't last. Yeah, it'll be up and down till the heat sets in properly.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm staying inside, Ninja, basically, most all the time, and my situation. But certainly that liability has some value behind it because there's no, you don't want to go in the sun unless you absolutely have to. And the best time is to go out do your shopping at night after the sun goes down. And apparently, you still get gamma rays, but it's not as bad as the UVB and C, I guess. That's as far as I know.
Yeah, and the afternoons going out and about is really bad too. Like I can't look west. I can't look in a westerly direction at all because it's too bright. Like not even in the area where the sun is. Like you just can't look that way. It's too bright and glary.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, I hope you had a bit of a rest, a bit of a break. I should go because I'm keeping an eye on Mum as well. So.
Okay. Well, I miss being on every day, but I'm doing my workout every day, and I'm amazed at the aches and pains I'm dealing with right now and trying to come back because the older you get, the more your body breaks down. So I've got my own challenge I'm dealing with, but if I don't work out, I won't be broadcasting much longer, and therefore I've got to do the workout first, and then I'll be doing better energy, and able to do the the morning run again, plus some other time slots. I want to do mid-afternoon, and also of course I enjoy doing Sunday nights as well. That's always been my favorite time. And Christina, welcome to the broadcast out there in California, I believe. And so Ninja, thank you for your call and sharing. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. It's good to have you back on. I do miss joining you every night, every morning, whenever.
Yeah, well, I do too, and I have so much material to cover, where we're going through books that we're dealing with important information, and I know everybody needs that, so I feel committed and obligated to do it as soon as possible, and so just keep me in your prayers, everyone, and for achieving maximum strength. Any donations are welcome, certainly, because I need to keep on the nutritional products. That was a problem. I ran out of all nutritional material products, and so anyway, I've got some, and it's helping, and I'll be back real soon. Okay, but Sunday nights, we're here every Sunday night, and today I took off as an exception, but should be back next Sunday morning, so I'll do 2 a day on Sundays. Okay.
Okay. Can I promote something here?
Absolutely.
You just reminded me.
Yeah.
The new live streams that we'll be doing. I haven't announced. I'll just announce it all here because I haven't done anything yet. It's probably going to be on Thursdays once a week. You and me will be doing live streams on my channel. I'll be interviewing Desert on my channel once a week, if all goes well. So there you have it. You've heard it first here on the Forbidden History series.
Well, you're starting to sound like a radio host now, Ninja. Wow. Ninja host.
I need practice.
You're now going to Ninja host. All right, she's going to be wielding her flaming sword of fire.
Sorry? I missed that.
You'll be wielding your flaming sword of fire.
I am. I'm armed and ready. What was I going to say? Yeah, we still need to organise a test so there's no glitches.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I will get back to you.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm good to go. And that makes it real easy on me not to have to do an opener. I just kick back and let you open, and then you just throw out those proverbial questions, and I'll see if I have not covered some of that ground you want to talk about. Okay?
Yeah, thanks. And I'll be relying on your 1,000 words a minute or whatever it is as well to get me through the first few goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be good. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun.
All right,
Ninja.
Ninja
style.
Peace and love, sweetheart.
Okay. Creating light for you always. And yeah, good to have you back.
All righty. We'll see you on the other side in the chat. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Okay. And thank you for those kind words, Lynn. I certainly appreciate that. And the light is shining. That's the good news. And it's all about the light. And that's what we're going to talk about now in symbolism. Then we'll go into some words that kill. The sun is the great logo. Okay. It is the essence of creation. The sun is the great symbol of creation. That's what it is. Okay. Let in the third verse of Genesis, right? It said, "Let there be light." Then the light came, and then out from the sun came the planets, the moons, and and then everything developed. Everything depends upon the light. The light is feeding, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, feeding our planet, the emerald fire. That's what the ancients called all the green on the earth, the emerald fire. It is the product of a sun. All the plants need the sun to grow. They're dependent. It is the mother star. Okay, and so another symbolism is the ocean and its waves are the perfect example of the cosmic waves that created all of life and creation. Okay, the ocean. Just look at the ocean, right? The waves keep coming. It's the moon pulling on it, but it's a perfect algorithm of the energy that's also flowing from the sun and from Yahweh. You just have to get that picture. And the O is a symbol that means many things: truth, perfection, light, and a whole lot more. It's the Ouroboros eating its tail, the serpent eating its tail. So therefore, it means eternity, because there's no beginning or no end on a circle, and so therefore it means all things. It's all inclusive, all, right? And the dollar symbol with the two lines going through it is the serpent, and the two lines are the two columns that represent sun and moon, but also the occultic columns that the scriptures talked about, and we also see them in Freemasonry, Joachim and Boaz. Okay, and then the S versus the Z. There's a battle as well, just like the D and the T. So these are proverbial twins, but the Z is the primary. So just like sand on the beach is really Zen, and Zen means without number. So it's a word trick they've been playing on us all along, ladies and gentlemen, and we have to get the trick and the trap. I got to tell you, I'm already. I just finished symbols. I'm getting ready for words. I'm going to do a few words. I'm probably not going to do all of them because I am feeling a bit of the stress on my throat right now, and so I'm. Let me take some C60. Maybe that'll help it, or maybe I should do a musical interlude. I'll tell you what. Before I do the words, let's do that. We'll go to some symbols. Since we're doing symbols, let's continue for a moment, and let's go to the desktop, and that'll give me a small break, and then I'll knock out some words, and click on that. Here we go. I just want to double check. You are tuned in right here to the Forbidden History series, what they didn't want you to know, what we tell, right here on the RealPublicRadio.net, Free America Radio Network. Welcome to the broadcast. Good time to call your friends. Coming up on Sunday nights, questions and answers. You got questions? Well, maybe we can help you out with an answer. And welcome back to the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen, the Forbidden History series. I'm your host, Desert Owl, and we're in tough times. You know, we have a bunch of people poisoning our planet, and what are we going to do about that, ladies and gentlemen? Tell me, what are we going to do? We have such little time left on our planet. Let me find a graphic here for everybody. Okay, there we go. We have such little time left, you know, and how will people ever figure it out when they've lied, you know, in everything on our planet, everything. They lie in school, they lie in religion, they lie in politics, they lie in the mortgage with the banks. They lie, they lie, they lie. That's all they do. I hope those graphics went through. I'm concerned I didn't see the. Well, anyway, I'm getting rusty with a week delay doing my broadcast, so I apologize if all those graphics didn't come through. I'll have to do my review now to find out. But so yeah, and I'm getting tired of this world. Actually, you know, that's why I'm so worn out. They're poisoning our air, poisoning our water, poisoning our minds. They're poisoning everything. You know, everything. Then we got UVC and B coming down. It's just amazing. We have some wonderful, great researchers out there. Higher Truth Channel, Matt Rogers, Dane Wigington, geoengineeringwatch.org, and then also Deborah Tavares. Okay, a fantastic, brave lady. Just very, very great with detail of all of these wicked things they're doing. Oh, the pics were missing. Thank you, Ninja. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I should have double checked. I should have double checked more. I think that mountain got in the way. That was the problem. And anyway, that was Mount Whitney I climbed 40 years ago, where my vision opened up. Okay, that was we'll play it again next time. Okay, so Aramaic, ladies and gentlemen, Aramaic is the Arche Malik. The Arche Malik, and Arche is the archive, and the Malek is Ek for Lek, the mother's tongue. It means like the mother's tongue, the archive of the mother's tongue. And so Aramaic or Arche Malik literally means the message of the sun. Okay, that's the message of the sun. It's the message of light. It was breathed into Hadam, and Hadam is Aryan. Okay, he is Aryan by nature. He was the first made. He represents Yeshua, who was, when I say he was the first made on earth, but Yeshua is the first made in the universe, the first atom. So notice the similarity between Adam and atom. Okay, there's a story here in this duality that we talk about, and we'll be talking more about it in the future. So Yeshua, you know, he shed his blood, and that is symbolic of, I should have put this in the package with the symbols, but that's okay. That's a follow-up. Yeshua shed his blood, and his blood is the symbolic. His shedding of blood is symbolic of his continually spilling of his light. The light coming down and never stops, right? It's our life blood is in the light. And so his blood is being spilled continually every day in the great light. Does the light ever slow down? Does it ever stop working? No, the light is still flowing. Always has been. And prior to even the earth being here, it was flowing that far back and further. Okay, the earth has been here for 3.5 billion years, and the universe itself probably about 6 billion. It said 6 great ages. That's what our scripture says, 6 great ages. And so that's 6 billion years. But of course, the priesthood doesn't want you to know that. They don't want you to know that. Of course not. State is an abbreviation for star creation. That's what state means. It's 2 words, star creation. You see star in the ST, And creation, you see the word 8, the abbreviation of Asian, creation, star creation. And so to show that, look at an American flag. All right, the American flag has 50 stars on it, and they're in the Masonic square, and whatever the Masonic square is capturing, right? That's what's speaking. And so there's 50 star creations, the states, but it really is a metaphor for the collective states of the world, and it's not relative to the 50 states of America. It's just symbolic. They got people to think that, but it's a little different. Okay, signs and symbols rule the world, not words nor law. And I'm just going to go into this Asia again. I just want to do a presentation on Asia because I have a few more words to share with you on that. All right. So Israel is Asia Real. Asia Real. Okay. And so Asia Real means the light of everything. Asia means the light of everything. Real is real estate. And so, there's, the essence of that. Asia Real is the light of everything. Why? Because everything we see is made by the light. Everything. We are made by the light, not our spirit, but our physical nature. Since Yahweh is light, yet still our spirit is made by the light as well. But it's that ultraviolet light. It's the invisible light prior that even to creation. It's the light that is beyond our wildest conceptualization. Or preceptualization, maybe I should say. But real, 2 words right there in one, R-E-A-L, means the light of the Father. The light, because Re is light and Al is Father. So, and it's interesting because backwards you get Lear, and Lear is, that jet that flies high with the big wings, flying high with the big wings. Sounds like the sun. And then what's interesting, I saw, about this duality of the Aisha. Then I saw Volshaf's sons. All of a sudden, I realized that the word, how the word Aisha went into, Ishmael for Ishmael, and then, but then he was born of a slave. Therefore, it was his brother. Then ultimately, Isaac, who received a blessing, and therefore he got Aisha in his name, and how it passed down then to Esau, but Esau is really Aisha. Aisha. There's a suffix on that, and I can't at the moment remember it. I don't have my notes in front of me, but so anyway, then it passes through the same duality. Passes through the sons of Volshaf, Joseph, because he was the one who represented the great light. His brothers wanted to kill him. And when Yaakov, the seed of light, Jacob, was blessing the sons of Volshaf, he placed his left hand on Manasseh and put his right hand on Ephraim, even though Manasseh was the firstborn. And he said he tried to get his father to stop, but his father said he knew what he was doing. And so Ephraim is actually Ashaphram, and there's the Phram is the creation of the ram. What is the ram? The ram is the sun. So Asha, the royal eye of the creation of the sun, the royal eye of the creation of the sun. So a power word. That's what Ephraim had, Ashaphram. And then, but look at Manasseh. He's got the word as in his name, and man in Old English means criminal and sinner, and in the Talmud it means something even worse. So he's Manasseh, eh? So Manasseh is correctly Munesha. That's actually his title. There were no 2 S's together in the Aramaic or Hebrew, and so it's these are just glosses. They changed all the words, and so it's come through. So you see, so one represents the sun, That's A.61. A.61 represents the light of creation, the great ram, and he was second born, but that which is last is like that which is first. And so he represents the great light. And what does Manasseh represent? He's Munasha, Munesha. He represents the darkness, the blind goddess, the moon in the darkness, okay? So A.61 is the royal eye of the creative ram, and he is, this was the one who was blessed, not that firstborn in the lineage, but in the great mystery of the spirit, okay? And it was Ephraim. So very powerful, okay? I have to do a presentation on all of these words again one day because they keep coming. Here's another one. Get ready. Phoenicians, ladies and gentlemen. Phoenicians, a mind blower. I'm looking at these words all my life, and you don't see it until that one key element comes on the table, and it's the word Asia. And so Phoenicians is actually Phanasians. Phanasians. And the Phan is the suffix on the sun and 10,000 legs. Good to have you stopping by. Hadn't talked in a while. So Phoenicians, the Phan, that one of the names of the sun is the Sharfan. The Sharfan. And there you hear the word the serpent fan, the royal fan. The royal fan, okay? And so Phanasians, because the fan represents power. That's the Philpot. That was the swastika. The swastika represented the light particles of the sun. The Phanasians. So the Asians, so they're calling themselves Asians, coming from Asia, but not A-S-I-A, A-S-H-A, Asia, this prime word, okay, that we're dealing with here. It's a power word, the royal eye. Asia is the royal eye, and that's what the Aryans were claiming to be, because they were the blonde hair, blue-eyed, white skin in the prime culture before we got mixed with a lot of other, cultural differences. So they're saying that they are the power of the Asians, the Phanasians, the power of the power of the eye of the sun is what Phanasian means. The Phoenicians. Why? Because they were the merchants. They were the warfaring class. They were rowing their boats. Row, man. Row, man. What are we doing tomorrow? More row. Tomorrow, more row. They rowed around the world. They sailed and rowed at the same time. Before they had the giant classic sea ships, they had the smaller row ships, but they could put a sail on it. And so anyway, it's a power word. And the power, the Phanasians also means the power of the Asians and the royal eyes. Okay, because why? They were looking for the next good trade, the next hoard of gold, the next diamond mine, the next slave trade, whatever. They were the merchants. They were the ones who conquered the world, the merchants. It said all the people wanted to claim the land, but one people claimed the sea. One people claimed the sea, and that was the merchant class with the priesthood. With the priesthood, you see, they controlled all the ports. They had a secret agent in every port, and therefore they controlled our world that way, ladies and gentlemen. You control the seas, you control the world, you control commerce, you control trade, you control everything, religion, you name it, material wealth. And you could lock out a port. You could starve somebody out, and that's what they did. You don't play our game, no more shipping coming to you. Starve, baby. Starve. That's what they could do, and that's what they did. And that's what we see the red, white, and blue US of A doing today, right? With other nations that don't want to go play the game, like Iran, right? They're doing weather warfare now. They're denying them water. They're doing it to what? Yemen, I think, or wherever. They're doing it to us. They're doing it to Australia. They're doing it, right? Weather warfare. So those traders haven't done anything. They love free trade, don't they? Talk about it all the time. Free trade. While they, want to deny you the ability to travel without a passport or a driver's license or birth certificate. You know, you got to have your good slave documents, or you're not going anywhere, slave. So anyway, that's our story for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But now let's bring on um, a friend of our network and somebody who's got questions and still trying to look for answers. And she's actually figuring out words on her own now. I can't get over it. Shelly out there in the left coast. Hello, Shelly?
Hello?
Are you there?
This is Shelly.
You are on the air, Shelly. Great to have you. How you been?
Oh, good. How are you? Well, I already know how you're doing.
Yeah, I'm already getting talked out. If I don't do this every day, I find now that once a week's not enough. So I know I got to get back. I think I may jump in on Wednesdays to start and double my presentation and work from there. But I'll try to get my rhythm back. But anyway, and the main thing I really feel guilty about is because the time is so short and there's so much ground to cover. And I really enjoyed sharing a lot of the books, when I was doing my book reviews. And that's the thing. I benefited, everybody else benefits, so it's a win-win for everyone. And I know I need to get back to that. But so you're figuring stuff out, and you're one of the most dedicated people I know to just full-time study into the mysteries of life and the scriptures. And I know how much you love our Father above. Now I'm getting a buffer. Hang on a minute. It says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming, such as viewers will experience a buffering. Well, I'm not doing a live video, so I don't think enough video to maintain. This is really amazing.
It's working. It's working because I'm watching. Hold on. Let me listen.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it seems to be working.
All right, because I was wondering, what the difference is? We called on Skype, and I'm thinking if we go with the phone, maybe that'll stop. Can we do a test and jump on the phone? Would that be okay with you?
That's all good. Do you want me to call you or do you want to call me?
Yeah, call me on the phone, and then I'm going to watch what happens. All right, let's hang up.
Okay, bye.
Bye. All right, so we're just doing a test, and this has not happened to my knowledge with the stream by calling in on Skype, but stuff happens, ladies and gentlemen. We don't know why sometimes. And okay, here we go. And Lynn and Ninja and friends, if you just keep monitoring the stream quality, let me know if something happens and put it in all capital letters so I get the message. Okay, Shelly, give me an audio check. How you doing again? Give me an update.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear. So where do you want to go tonight?
I can tell you one thing. There's so much anointing coming through this phone. I'm like, whoa, it's awesome. Okay.
Wait a minute. You got noise coming through the phone?
No, I feel so much anointing coming through the phone.
Oh, okay. Well, one thing for sure, the audio's not as good on the phone as it is on Skype, and that buffering, the red has not changed at all. I don't know what to do to fix that. I feel if I touch anything, it's gonna cut off the broadcast. So I'll tell you what, since that's not changing, and you said it was good anyway, it sounded good, then let's just jump back on. Let me ring you again on Skype, and we'll just do it, all right?
Yeah, it sounds better on Skype. I agree.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I'll call you right now.
Okay, bye.
All right. We'll get this thing worked out, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how I can get more RAMs. I think I got all the RAMs I can get.
Hello?
Oh, yeah, it's like having you right in the room there. Yeah. So where do you want to go tonight?
Okay, I have a couple questions. The first thing is, what do you know about the insurrection?
The insurrection?
Yeah. Do you know much about the insurrection?
The insurrection. Are you talking about the communist takeover of America?
No, like from heaven, like were we part of the insurrection or um okay, here. I could do another one. I have another one. I
Right.
wanted to
I
ask.
need more information because I'm not clear where you're getting the terminology, the insurrection. So forgive me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll come back with you on that maybe next week, but I'll get the scripture and
Yeah.
then we can do that.
That would help. Hmm.
Okay. What about generational curses?
Generational curses. Well, the only one that comes to mind is where it says, if you serve the Heavenly Father above, you know, are honorable and live according to a pure life, according to a pure conscience, and honoring the Scripture, then it says that you will be. Uh, and of course, we know the word bless is corruption, but we use it for the sake of the discussion, and that your family will be blessed down. It says to the third and fourth generation. So we know that if you serve the great spirit of life, then your family down generationally will be endowed and enlightened. That would be the word of the Baruch game. That's actually what it means to be born of the endowment and the enlightenment. And so your family will be in good standing with the great light and will shine on them. But if one, it says, lives in dishonor and goes against the great light, then they will be cursed down to the third and fourth generation and have their lamp put out. And that's exactly what happened to King James. His son Charles, of course, King James was deposed not long after he took the throne and did the King James Version. Then his son Charles ultimately, at one point, gets to the throne, but then shortly after he's dethroned and has his head cut off, and that means having your lamp put out. So it doesn't sound like King James was rewarded for doing the King James Bible that he stole from Tyndale, does it?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, it's an occultic book, code book for mind control, and they still use it today.
That's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
doesn't mean you can't get truth out of the King James. It just means it's been manipulated by man, and it's provable 1,000 different ways, basically.
Right. That totally makes sense.
Yeah.
That's why I bought the Farrar Fenton book, the Bible. I'm really enjoying that.
Yeah.
The Fenton Bible.
Yeah, from artisanpublishers.com. Artisanpublishers.com. And so what are your impressions, Shelley, with the book? It's a big book, number one, and very
Oh, it's
elegantly
fat.
produced, a
Yeah.
reproduction of 1905, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's definitely a big book, and I just read it probably in 3 or 4 days, and I really like the layout, and I like um, how they word things differently, where you could understand it better and give you more understanding as you read it.
With profound footnotes throughout the book as well.
Yes, the footnotes are great.
Yeah. Yeah, a great introduction, short introduction, but to the point. Did you go through? He recommends, I think, reading the first two chapters of Genesis and the first five chapters of Romans. Have you had a chance to do that yet?
No, I'm in Genesis still.
Okay. Well, the first five chapters of Romans will give you a chance to really see some word differentiation between the other versions and his, because he got key words right throughout the book. Key words that they didn't want to go to because it would reveal too much truth, and that's what the occult do. They hide the light, and so it's not. There is no perfect version that is complete as the original, because all the originals were destroyed, and then even the most ancient copies he was using were already tampered with, and therefore he was not able to see it all. But yet he was able to accurately see the words that were being glossed over, and to correctly transliterate them. And so he's got the most important translation in our modern time, right next to George Lamsa, who is right practically number one with him. But Fenton still takes the lead, because Lamsa was adulterated by his publishers because they wouldn't print his version unless he let them alter his Aramaic version because it told too
Mm.
much truth. So, but Lamsa still is important to have with Fenton, because when you compare them both, you can see back further into the original than in any other method. That's the key to going as far back as you can to the original meaning in these scriptures, because any other version is will not compare to these two books combined. That's the key right there. Two books, supporting each other, because sometimes when Fenton is hard to wrap your mind around, in other words, his particular transliteration of a particular verse may be hard to comprehend. Then you go to Lamsa, and Lamsa helps you to get the clarification. And it's really amazing how it happens that way. But I've been doing it quite a bit, so that's the key to the most complete comprehension of your scriptures. Okay, but congratulations on such a good move.
Hey, thanks. Kind of like the Romans 13 about the obeying your governing authorities. They sure manipulated that one, didn't they?
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what the difference is in that. Do you want to elaborate?
No, I'm going to read it. I'm looking at it right now. So I'll do that. I'll do that later. I'm going to read this and then I'll come back to you on that because.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I know you're talking about where it's. I know that to obey law authority is important, and even when it's not, it's a hard one to say, because there is authority that is not lawful, and therefore the question would be, do we obey unlawful authority when we know it's a violation of natural law or criminal in nature? And that's one of the problems. When I was dealing with my persecution, then I would not honor the authority, and I was sticking with Yeshua, and therefore they challenged me on that issue. And I told them that I'm not obligated to obey unlawful authority. Unlawful authority. We're obligated to obey lawful authority, and that's a distinction. So that's one of the greater challenges we have, of course. But to obey authority, because it is authority, even though we know it's unlawful, is also potentially honored by the Spirit. In other words, we can come at it from two directions, and yet we can still be protected and honored by Yeshua. So it's a matter of perspective at times, because there's as you know, there's sometimes no easy answer.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I have another one.
All right.
What about the prodigal son? Are we the prodigal sons that rebelled against God and spent our life on licentious living and wanted our inheritance and wanted to leave our first estate?
Well, the prodigal son is a parable, so I'm confused with your using that terminology, referring to
Okay.
something from the Old Covenant. So can you elaborate and try it again?
Sure. Well, the prodigal son is kind of like, I could see us as the prodigal son. We were born into sin and we rebelled against the Lord, and we just wanted to do whatever we want. But then we woke up and we repented. Now we want to go back to our Father.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, so we were not in rebellion when we came into the world. It was our first parents that were in rebellion. Because when you say in rebellion, are you talking about the fallen Vekoresh, who are also called the Watchers?
No, not really, because I know that's separate.
Okay. So well, you see, we didn't rebel. We were already in the fall. We were in darkness. So there's nothing to rebel from. The only thing we have left we can do is to simply come out of the darkness into the light, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's simply a matter of recognizing. In other words, that's why when Yeshua came to earth, he says, I didn't come to condemn the world. I came to save the world. because we were already condemned. We were already dead, right? Spiritually. Yeah. Yeah. So it's not about rebellion. It's about what the word repent means, to rebreathe with the breath of a star. We had to be reborn because we were already dead. And therefore, if you're dead, you have to come out of the grave. And the way to come out of the grave is to go through the waters of purification, and which brings the enlightenment, and then to go be in the covenant relationship with Yeshua. And covenant was the one word I didn't do, and here it is right here. You want to hear? Well, let's finish answering your question. Make sure I answer your question first, then I'll do this.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah. Gotcha.
You're good?
It makes sense. Yeah, I'm good.
All right. So I today I was dealing with the word covenant, and I realized, well, I was watching one of the stories of Yeshua, the life of Jesus Christ, I think it's called, and it's a very nice series. You can find it on YouTube. And covenant, I always was saying covenant because I knew the T is silent. And then when you start correcting the word based on original diction and the symbols, then it starts to reveal itself. So covenant is covenant, and then I realized that, okay, but coven, you can see, is the root, the original root of kava. Keva is the original word for what we call Eve. Eve is the corruption. It's keva, and keva. Then covenant, nan. Then I realized too, the two ends were really noon. At the A is a vowel, but you change out the vowels and you get the hidden meaning. So it's not covenant, it's kevanun. Kevanun. And I should have taken more notes because I'm ad-libbing at the moment. But basically, kevanun is dealing with the I'm seeing it now. I'm going to write it down because it's of the noon is high noon, and that's of the sun. And then the kava is the female. So the noon is of the father, and because he is the fiery eye, he is the one the ancients feared for the judgment of the fire. But the kava is the mother, is the cave. And so what it implies is that our covenant that we talk about, meaning a contract, but what correctly is called the kavanun, is our relationship that we're going to live a pure relationship pertaining with natural law with keva, our mother, and with the ganun, which we call the ganun, the guard, the sun at high noon, which is part of the ganun, the ganun. Excuse me. I'm still trying to memorize all of the original forms. That's why I'm doing the dictionary. But so kavanun is our relationship with the light, or which represents the spirit, and our relationship with our temple and our natural place upon the earth. And so it's about living pure in the what we would call the mother father, because mother and father are one, they are spirit. And so covenant then in its deepest sense means our relationship with our mother father. Remember, it said to honor the mother and the father, and yet we would think of it as our earthly mother and our earthly father. But if our parents were not honorable, how could we honor them, right?
Right.
If they were pieces of, I don't want to use that type of terminology.
We got you.
Yeah, but if they were dishonorable, we could not honor them. If they were negligent and drunkards or whatever, whoremongers, that's what my father was, my earthly father. So the covenant has more to do, the aspect of honoring our mother and father has to do with honoring then in the symbolic nature of what our parents represented, the true mother, true father. Our true mother is the great Elohim, that is creation, that is the earth. Earth is Elohim, mispronounced as Elohim, and the noon is the sun that represents the Father, the apex of light, the Aisha, not the ace, but the Aisha, like the zenith. That's a pretty good noise, whatever you're doing there. Uh, it's coming through, Shelley.
I'm
No.
not doing anything.
Oh, you're not? Well, it sounds like somebody's
It's
scraping.
quiet over here.
Oh, you're kidding. Somebody's scraping a brick across the floor. That's what it sounded like.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, that's all right. Then we're good. So we got somebody else listening in, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But so even they want to know, right? Of course they do.
They're hungry. They're thirsty. Yeah.
Absolutely. So guys, get your acts together, okay? And
get them, Holy Spirit.
Yeah, and stop hurting people. So kevanun then really means the word covenant being kevanun means in essence that is our responsibility before our mother and father. We have a responsibility, and it is called kevanun. That's the word covenant, and so it's a direct correlation with being perfect before our mother and father. The spiritual father and the earthly mother. Physical matter, creation, right? If you're in harmony, what happens? You have good health, right? Good health because it's physical. Right. It's physical. So if you honor the great breath of the wind and fire, the Holy Spirit, then all of a sudden things wonderful start happening in your life. It's also called natural law, right? Natural law.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Okay, so I just wanted to throw that in. That was a good one today.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
It's always good. All right. So good. Well, I guess I'm done for this week.
You're okay. You're done.
Well, I could think of some more. But,
well, that's great. If you're good, then we'll we can pick it up next week. If anybody else wants to call in, then the time to do it is right now. The phone is available. I know most people are going to call in the phone. Don't forget, it's 608-566-7295. Love to hear from you. You never call in, and that's your problem, because we need to hear from our listeners. I know you got questions, and or maybe you see something. Again, it's not just a matter of asking questions. If you got a Skywatcher report or anything, how do you feel being out in the leftist country, Shelley, with all of the overpopulation and all the chaos going on out there, and the fires that are going on right in your backyard? What does it feel like to live over there on the front lines of utter destruction?
Well, I see what's going on. Even the other day, my friends were driving and they saw a big, like a blue beam, like the blue beam, Project Blue Beam.
Yeah.
Or, they say it's a rocket or whatever, but this was not a rocket. This was a blue beam and shooting across the sky. And it was just trippy. Yeah. And then we had a rainstorm, a thunder and lightning storm 2 days ago. And like you were talking earlier, did not smell like, I didn't smell the fresh rain smell,
Yeah.
There was none of that going on. And then I was even wondering if the lightning and all that was even real. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right. So it just wasn't normal anymore, right?
Yeah, it's just not normal. I'm like, where's it coming from? Oh, I saw the flash over there, trying to follow it.
Right. I was making the statement just the other day. Talking to somebody, there is no weather. It is all geoengineering now. That's all it is.
Totally.
There's nothing natural. There's nothing natural. And so, so as far as because you're relatively close to Los Angeles, right?
Yeah, about 45 minutes.
All right. So when you're going out in the air, and I know that you got to stay out of the sun. You've got to go to work. You got to do things. So, and you're breathing the air and all that. So how do you feel when you go out there? Because I know already Los Angeles had a lot of pollution. It's overpopulated. So what's it like? Because I'm out here and I don't get out of the house. Basically, and
Mm-hmm.
and yet I'm in a small town and it's you know, little hill country, beautiful, you know, greenery around me, so I can pretend everything is okay if I wanted to. But for you, when you're out there, are you feeling the heat in the sun? Are you feeling you know, the poisons in the air? You know, feeling
The heat,
overwhelmed? Are you feeling overwhelmed?
yeah, the heat is like a microwave. Definitely, it's intensified, and it's no joke. It's not the same like it used to be at all.
Yeah.
So it's just heat, just blazing heat, and then they're chemtrailing all over the place. You know, really super thick
Yeah.
and doing their thing. You know, but yeah, it's intense heat,
Okay.
intense. Yeah.
Right. And have you seen any of the roads that they were painting? Have they continued painting all the roads in LA, or did they, or what?
Paving or painting?
Painting. They were painting the streets in Los Angeles white in some neighborhoods. Did you not see that?
Really? No, I haven't heard that one yet. I'm
Yeah,
in Orange
yeah.
County, by the way.
Pardon
Yeah,
me?
I'm closer. I'm closer to the San Diego side, but
Oh, I see.
yeah, it's not as nasty as LA, but it's still pretty bad.
Right.
No, I haven't seen. I haven't heard that one. That's
Okay.
horrible.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know about getting those. Have you do watch Higher Truth Channel? Do you?
Yes, I subscribe to him. Yeah.
Okay, because you know he's got those hats you can wear, and even when you're driving your car, you should have one of those protective hats on. You know that, right?
Yeah, I've heard you say that, but I haven't gotten a hat yet.
Okay, will you do it?
Yes, I will. I'm a
Okay.
woman of my word. I'll go get one.
All
Yes,
right.
and I'll wear
We
it.
don't want you to get hurt. Okay, you gotta if you're not doing it, then I'm your big brother now, and you need to do that. Okay, because
I'm accountable.
you can
I
at
won't do
least
it.
you can
Yeah, I'll do
afford
it.
it. I can't. Okay, so
Do
you
you
get
need a
it.
hat? I'll buy you a hat.
Well, they only sell two at a time, so you can throw me the other one if you want to, because I'll take it. All right, you know.
All right, it's a deal. Okay, I'll go to his website. Do I get it on his website?
Well, he's got the other
The link?
site. Let me think of what it's called. It's called. I'm looking for a 3x5 card around here. Um, well, I bet you if you go to Higher Truth Channel, it'll be on his postings, right?
Right. I'll
Yeah,
see if he has it posted on his in his little box thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've cleaned my desk off, and now I don't know where the card is at the moment, but yeah, it's there, and just yeah, get the because you're in traffic every day. You know, it's going into your body. Okay, people are getting heart attacks, like he says, and they're getting hernias, and you know it goes right to you. It creates cataracts. You got to wear sunglasses too, and it also, you know, if it goes right through your body and injures your DNA, well, you know that you've got to do everything to protect yourself, and the cap should be worn at all times outside. It's rather fashionable. It doesn't look bad, and you know, so just do that, and then you'll you know, we want you to be as strong as possible right up until the end. Okay.
That's right.
All
All
right.
right. So what about the white roads? Are they doing that for the glare or do you know
Well,
why?
I'm convinced. No, they're not the glare, but they're doing it because the roads are starting to get soft. The asphalt is being melted in certain parts of our world. We've seen it on
Ah,
television and in Australia in particular. They had a road. People were driving down, and all the tarmac was getting stuck on the tires. They couldn't drive down the road, and
wow.
so it's reflecting rather than absorbing the UV rays. It's reflecting it. You know.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but of course, as Ninja's just saying right here, that's not good either because it's reflection means it's a double dose of UV, B, and C if you're in the vicinity of the reflection because you'll get a double dose. That's why I have to close my curtains in the early morning when I love to open my curtains because the White House across the street is reflecting the light right back into my apartment. So I have to close my window, my blinds, which are vinyl, fortunately, and the curtains in the morning when the sun starts coming up and shines off that house across the street. So I play every rule because you'll start getting headaches. You actually mentioned got a little head pressure, and that's a part of the UVC B.
Right.
So you don't know that it's not that. But you got to use all, precautions and also honor the temple. And so get that hat, Shelly. All right.
Okay, I'll get us hats. Yeah.
All righty.
Got it.
All right.
I write it down.
I just the other day got KillQ10 and the chlorophyll, which he recommends to be on every day. So I'm doing that. And Swanson's. Anybody wants to get a good product, they are affordable. Go to Swanson's. Okay, I think it's swansons.com. Just look up Swanson's health products on the Google search, and you'll find it. Swanson's health products, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and so nobody's calling in with the Sky Report or anything. And Shelly, any final thoughts or words before we let you go?
No, that's about it. Thank you very much, and I love you guys. And keep seeking the Lord hardcore.
We'll do it. So
awesome,
Shelly, we'll see you next Sunday night then, if not sooner. Okay.
All right, sounds good.
Peace and love. Thank you. Bye bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and you just heard from Shelly G out in Southern California, and so we're not having any callers, and we're going to then call it a wrap. But don't forget to tell your friends about the broadcast. We're normally here in Sunday mornings at least, and on Sunday nights. I'll probably start bringing in Wednesdays here real quick. I'm just regrouping. Okay, I did about 3 months straight of some very powerful broadcasting. It's all there. Anybody that's new listening in, just start June 21st with our premiere edition, and that was this June 9th, 2018. Okay. So with that, we're going to call it a wrap then, and want to thank you for tuning in. A lot of stuff going on out there, and our friend Urs from I believe that's out in the UK, right? Good to no, are you down under? I can't remember now, but very interesting show. Top notch. I think you were saying too much to take it at once. Okay, well, therefore, just hit the replay and play it again. Okay, so I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and hope you're all doing okay out there. If anything we can do for you, do give us a call. We're here near the phone all the time, 608-566-7295. 608-566-7295. And if you have any friends that are looking for solutions, we always have friends that help within the legal realm and other areas as well. Health, you name it. There are answers out there. Or if you want to get a copy of the Real Da Vinci Code Etymological Dictionary, or the Book of Wisdom, or the Original Thought, yeah, it's a Skype call. Absolutely. Free America Radio. Calling quick enough, we'll extend the program here. Free America Radio, all one word, Kev. Okay, you're out in Ireland. Okay, it's hard to keep track. So don't forget, if you want to know the future, and you need to look for the forbidden history, I'm Desert Owl, thanking you for tuning in. Hope to see you again. It's what they didn't want you to know that we tell right here. Don't forget that. You did tell your friends? And thank you, Shelly, and Ninja, and Lynn, and all of you out there. Thank you, Shelly. Dittos. Okay, Kev. Way to go. Peace and love, everyone.